Here, give you some driver introductions, and then we will turn them loose. We'll have 2 mandatory cautions inside of this race. The plan is 2.5 laps, a caution, 3 laps, 3.5 laps, and a caution, and then 3 more laps, a shootout right at the very end. It'll be very exciting, I promise you. With that said, let's introduce the players here as we kick them off. It's going to be David Bernstein in the number 23 truck. They call him the Punisher. He's driving for Two Guns Racing, his second year here at Long Beach. Right alongside will be his teammate in the number 8 truck, a true rookie in the field. His name is R.J. Stidham out of San Diego, California. Grabbed an early lead yesterday. We'll find out if he can expand on that here today. A 2-time desert champ in the 6100 class. On the inside of row number 2, it's going to be Zoey Edenholm for AMC Global Investments. Check out the side of her truck. Crowd-funded out here, and all the supporter names are on the side of the vehicle. Pretty cool effort right there in the number 21 truck. Alongside will be the number 57 truck, Bill Hynes, his 11th season with the Stadium Super Trucks, an incredible supporter here of this series out of Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Had some issues one day ago, but hoping to put the Explore Technologies truck up in the front today. Then we go back to our 3rd row, and we find our first 15-year-old. He also competes in the Trans Am Series, the TA2 class, and extremely fast. Made his debut a couple of years ago at the age of 13. Now at 15, he is a solid player. Put that truck up on the podium in Nashville a year ago. Alongside will be Trey Hernquist in the number 50 truck, Continental Tires, Alliance Air Products. Trey Hernquist having a great run one day ago. Battling up in the front, drove around in the lead for a while, was really duking it out with the players, had a great time. We'll find out how he does here today. Then we come back to a gentleman who's a 4-time short course off-road champ. That is Myles Cheek, another young driver here out of Anaheim, California. 3 podiums 1 year ago behind the wheel of the number 957 truck representing VP Fuels. We go back to the number 83, one of the most decorated drivers here in the series, a 3-time champ, his 10th year with the series, 22 poles, 26 wins, and 78 podiums. Put your hands together for the Continental Tire back machine of Matty Brabham. Then the Fast 2. They're number 1 and number 2 in the points. They are also father and son. In the number 77, at the age of 15, he picked up his 3rd career win in the series one day ago, his 2nd win here at Long Beach. This is the Continental Tires supported Max Gordon, son of Robby Gordon. And coming in here with a points lead at the end of the weekend after qualifying on the pole, finishing 2nd one day ago. He is also a 2-time champ. Not much he hasn't won in, from IndyCar to NASCAR and in the desert. Of course, here with Stadium Super Trucks. He's the man behind everything here with Stadium Super Trucks. 30 wins, 93 podiums, 152 starts in the orange. Number 7, let him hear it. This is Robby Gordon. We'll wait on the starters to kick things off here. Ralph Shaheen will jump in here on the race call with me. We had a great time one day ago. Very exciting battle on the final lap. However, it was for 2nd place between Robby Gordon and Matty Brabham as Max Gordon continued to drive away and secure that win. We'll see how things go here. Typically, they're told in the driver's meeting to take it easy till they get around the garden. And once they get around that left-hander after that, gloves come off, and it is game on.
Ken, the engines have fired. The drivers are strapped in. The grandstands are packed. The fence line is packed. Shoreline is ready. Robby Gordon's Stadium Super Trucks to Speed Super Trucks are ready to tear it up here in the sky and on the streets of Long Beach. Let them hear you. They can hear you one final time before we go green.
Everybody has packed the stands. We appreciate the support. Incredible effort. The 12th year for Stadium Super Trucks, and great to be back here with this long-lasting relationship at the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. Waiting for the green flag here. Cameraman standing at the back. Here we go. Round 2 of 2024. It is on.
All right, turn 1's going to be a little hairy as they start to get on the brakes, but remember, they got to go single file around the fountain, and then it's on after that.
Bernstein and Stidham, 1-2. Zoey Edenholm, third. Then it's Bill Hynes back there in fourth. Everybody single file here through turn number 1. They'll keep it out of the flowers.
For now.
We hope.
Around the jumping Dolphins. Zoey sitting right there in third. Zoey Edenholm. Robby and Max Gordon at the tail of the field for now. Now it's starting to get racy. Already getting up on the rumble strips, Ken, as these drivers start looking inside and outside, trying to figure out when and where they can pick one off. And that corner right there, all throughout the IndyCar race, you had to go around those big rumble strips of these stadium super trucks. You go right over them.
Well, and I just found my apologies here as I was doing the starting grid. I missed one of the best here in Ben Maier. I did mention Ben Maier, 15 years old, running for that TA car and one hard in the wall. Speaking of Ben, that might have been Ben.
Coming off that jump, got kicked a little sideways.
No, Ben was okay. I saw him go through the turn there, so somebody back there behind him. But that was a hard wall slap. Really difficult on the drivers.
Down the back straightaway here. Going to get hard on the brakes. You'll start to see the rear ends of these trucks dancing around a little bit, a little brake smoke here. One going around big time right in front of the pack. And into the wall they go.
That was number 8, the rookie, R.J. Stidham, got a little bit of love going into that turn and tried to hang on to it, just could not. Zoey Edenholm now trying to take the lead away from David Bernstein.
Here they go, short line.
Put your hands together, ladies. We've got a female out front. You know what they say, Ralph, it's all fun and games till a girl wins. And she's out front right now trying to get it done.
Zoey Edenholm doing a great job out front and leading here early on in this race number 2 of the 2024 season. She's got a good gap here too, a couple of truck lengths.
That is Bernstein behind her, then Hynes, the VP truck, the 957, that's Myles Cheek. All of them rolling up in there, turn number 1, little side-by-side action.
And Ken, she doesn't have to hang on much longer. And there goes Stidham again, right?
That is Bernstein. That's David Bernstein.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there was in second place, so had a moment. Couldn't get that one around the turn. That is Robby Gordon back there in the number 7.
The first break should be coming in about another lap or so. So if Zoey can hang on, that would be a huge moment for her going into that second segment of the race.
Yeah, she'll need to come back around here 2.5 laps before we see that first caution. That caution will come out right here when it does happen.
She's got a nice, healthy lead there of about 1.5 seconds. And look at Hynes getting inside there, picking up a spot.
Yeah, that was actually Myles Cheek in the VP truck that got underneath Hynes.
Yeah, Bernstein hasn't moved out of our timing and scoring.
So Hynes having a bit of an issue yesterday with the brakes, hoping for a better run here today. Actually qualified really nicely here this weekend, putting together a nice effort. He's very fast. Has a win as well inside of this series. The Explore Technologies back, number 57.
Here's Zoey back on shoreline, coming towards the jump. Get ready, give her a big cheer. Let her hear ya.
Maddie Brabham and Max Gordon both already picking their way up towards the front. Speaking of that, they go side by side right here. That is Max Gordon driving around the outside of Maddie Brabham in a big run.
Oh, and Zoey's got company. Here comes Cheek to the inside. Change for the lead going down into turn number 1.
Looks like both Max and Brabham able to get underneath Bill Hynes. Yeah, you're right. A new leader here. Congratulations to Myles Cheek. Myles Cheek nearly winning this race 1 year ago. Hung on to the lead till 2 to go over Maddie Brabham. Maddie won them both.
And Ken, we should be seeing the first caution coming, correct?
That's what I'm told.
Yes. Subject to change at their discretion.
2.5 laps, so we're working the third one here. We should see it after they go through turn 6, 7 and go over that ramp. Look at them lift up that left front tire.
Got to get it planted again just before you go over the jump. Max
Gordon caution right there, and there's the caution. So they'll check them up here for a half a lap, let everything cool back down, bunch them all back up, which of course is exciting for us, and then we'll turn them loose again. Great effort here out of Myles Cheek. Myles struggling with the truck a little bit yesterday as well, looking to find some speed. 3 podiums a year ago, was second here as we talked about. Matty getting around him with 2 to go. 4-time off-road champ, 3 in karts, 1 in the production 1000 UTV category. Also has some seat in the sprint, some seat time in a sprint car.
That's always fun. There's that replay of the spin.
Yeah, that was Stidham going around there and tagging the tire wall, it looks like. Tough trucks, he'd be okay there.
Should be going back to green as they come back onto shoreline. You can hear him making their way over to the hairpin now.
Right up to the first jump. Myles Cheek will be in control of the field here. Myles followed up by Zoey Edenholm. On the gas, here we go. Oh, big crash. Zoey Edenholm had to check up just a little bit, and Max got into the back of her, had nowhere to go.
And heavy damage to that pink number 21 of Zoey Edenholm. Tough break for her, the young racer. And you can see the damage to Max's truck too. Look at the front end of Max's truck as he tries to stop it. He's going to overshoot one and goes right into the runoff area through the barriers down there. Heavy damage to that one, to his truck as well.
Yeah, and you wonder if something happened to the brakes on that truck in the process of everything else.
And
it
he
was
knows
a hard
it's no
hit.
good.
He's
just pulling right off the course.
Marks on the right front tire there. It was definitely a tough hit. Zoey landed hard on the front end. It looked like it jerked the truck to the left a little bit, and she had to check up to gather it up. From what we could see here, it's almost out of our view, and then Max just nowhere to go, hard on the gas trying to pick up a spot, and could not clear.
Looking forward to seeing the replay of that one.
So Max off the track here safely.
And there's a caution flag.
Yeah, they'll pull out a full course caution here and make sure everything is okay. The fence has come down here on the front straightaway, so I'm sure that they'll have to fix that fence.
Yeah, there's a look at it right there. You can see the fence has been ripped apart. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to take a look at that.
So a big moment, but on the bright side, all the safety items doing what they were designed to do.
We'll check on Zoey here too, make sure she's all right. Here's a look at the replay. Oh yeah, you can see as soon as she wow, look at that truck get up into the fencing. And Max, as you pointed out, Ken, with absolutely nowhere to go, literally drove right up underneath her, and that's where his hood got ripped apart, and there it goes as it comes off the truck.
Yeah, he was already setting up for a pass. He was going to try to get on the inside of that, and unfortunately, when she landed, like I say, the truck went hard to the left. Here's
and then here he is at turn
Max
one.
Trying to gather that thing up. It looks like the front tires, so a little puff of smoke there off the front tires, but doing everything he could do to get that thing stopped. The rear tires locked up. Just could not get it stopped quite quick enough. No harm, no foul into the tire barriers there. Great job of him gathering that back up. So we'll find out what race control decides to do here. Like we say, there is a lot of damage to this fence.
Zoey looks like she's trying to come out of the truck. Ladies and gentlemen, Zoey Edenholm out of the truck. How about a nice round of applause for Zoey? Led a bunch of laps at the early stages of this one. Did a great job driving that truck. Unfortunately, her day comes to an early end in spectacular fashion. Zoey, so glad you're okay. Great to have you here with us in Long Beach.
Yep, scary moment for sure. And, man, these are big trucks. They're heavy trucks. They're fast trucks. And the show that they put on is incredible. Robby right over there as well to take a look at everything. Yeah, great to see Zoey out of the truck and talking about all the safety apparatuses that are inside of these trucks. Obviously the helmets, the Hynes devices that they wear, the fire suits that they wear, the roll cages, the fencing here. Hats off to everybody here at Long Beach to prepare this place and get it ready for a race like this.
Robby out of his truck going to go over and talk to Zoey about it, check on her, make sure everything's okay. Robby, as owner of the series, Ken, you and I have talked about this numerous times. Not only is he a competitor and owner, but he works as race director all the time. He's constantly, we've seen him before, if he thinks a ramp needs to be moved, he'll stop his truck in front of the ramp and readjust it himself. If he has to, he's trying to help get the hood off of her truck so they can get the hook on it and get her off the track and maybe get this race back underway.
Yeah, he's very switched on, no question about that. And
a lot going through his head all the time when he's racing.
For sure.
And don't forget, we have SRO coming up after this here as well. So we have one more race through the streets of Long Beach for you this afternoon too, and I'm sure Robby is aware of that as well. Trying to help keep everything on time here today.
Yeah, as we kick things off here, obviously, you know, one day ago, and just had a.
Here's a look at it again. You can see her truck just underneath the Acura bridge down there. Heavy, heavy impact. Nose first. Here it is again. Watch this on the big screens. Right there, it hits the crash wall and climbs the wall, and then Max gets up underneath her and helps push her up even higher into that fencing. Fortunately, she was bottom side up into the fencing as opposed to driver top side in.
Yeah, the entire truck turning left there whenever, you know, before she landed. So
do you think something broke in the rear suspension maybe that turned
the
truck
whenever
to the
you
left?
go off of these ramps, if you have any steering input in it, you know, one way or the other, then it can send the truck the other way. Max was right there in the back as well. I would really like to see a slow-mo of that.
That's a look at the fencing there.
I doubt that there was any contact, but her truck turned
No,
left in midair.
I don't think there was any contact until after her truck turned.
Max pretty switched on at this point. He's so good at what he does. But yeah, if any of that truck is loaded up one way or the other, as they put their hands together for Zoey all the way down through here.
Here she is, Shoreline, walking back up the straightaway here.
Was up in front there leading this group. It was pretty cool.
Nice job leading laps today, Zoey. Glad to see you're okay. There's some of our drivers all hanging out, waiting to get word as Robby makes his way back in his Continental truck as well.
When we hear something, we will pass it along.
Well, we knew it would be exciting, didn't we?